All right, everybody, just give me a minute here. We're getting Zach on and we'll get rolling. Excited to see everybody. All right, everybody, welcome, welcome, welcome. Zach should be joining here momentarily for the first 30 minutes at least with us. So excited to see everybody today. All right. Getting started here in just a minute. Thanks for being so on time on a Monday. On a holiday week. I'm very impressed by you guys. Let's see here. All right, let me hit share screen. Jump in the Q&A and tell me if you can see that screen too. Hopefully I've got everything set up ready to go for you guys. All right. And even in the, I know we don't have a chat box, we only have the Q&A. So feel free to use that for questions throughout. Feel free to say where you're based out of. Always love to know that. If you've done a deal before or not, throw that in the chat, in the Q&A if you'd like. You can kind of use it as a little makeshift chat box here for everybody. Yes, we can see. Awesome. Thank you, Kale. Appreciate it. Cool, cool, cool. Right. Got the thumbs up from a few people. Fantastic. We'll get rolling here in just a minute. Northwest Indiana. All right. We've got quite a few people on the DealMachine team out in Indiana. Indianapolis area. All right, welcome everybody. Based out of Massachusetts. All right. Love that. Michigan, no deals with plenty of leads. Trying to build cash buyers list up before knocking anything down. Yeah, I get that. I definitely get to try to find that balance of, doing the right activities, landing deals, and then also having the other side fulfilled for that. Oh, here's Zach. Awesome. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up?
Good seeing you.
Good seeing you, man. Sorry about the I got some crazy training going on I got to do now. So
all good. Yeah.
But yeah, man. Are we live?
We are. We just jumped on. Do you I was going to say, is there anything on the live stream side that you want to do for the next 30 minutes or
help as many people get their first deal?
No. That for sure. But I didn't know, is this live on your live stream as well?
No, we're not doing the live on the live stream.
Got it. For today. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All good. Nice. Well, cool. That's awesome to see. We've got 25 people jumping in so far, so we'll keep it rolling for this morning. We'll keep it private on this one today. So there's always why you want to make sure that you're registered for this thing.
That's the reason why I did it for today too.
Yeah, all good. So we have people jumping in the chat already. We've got people in Michigan, Massachusetts. Let's see, missed last week. So Robert, we're actually going to go through part of today. I'm going to catch people up on things that you missed in the first 2 weeks. It'll be a little bit of a crash course. If you really want to go deep dive into those two things, that's going to be through the links that Zach's got on. Are those both on your, both on your channel, Zach, or the last two live streams? Where's the best place to find those?
Yeah, so this recording will be on recorded. It will be on the Wholesaling Houses for Real YouTube channel.
Cool.
When it's over, so that's pretty cool. But not live. Obviously, got to be in this. But no, the Zach Ginn YouTube channel is week 2, and then week 1's on the Flip with Rick one.
Got it. There we go. Okay. So Robert, also, we'll email out this replay and the other 2 replays afterwards too. So make sure to just pay attention to email, and I'll make sure that you guys all have, each copy of these as we keep moving forward. But we will do a recap in here of those first 2 weeks, and just will, if you want much more detail, make sure to rewatch those. So, awesome, man. Do you, Zach, before we jump into this, do you have any fun Thanksgiving plans or do anything this week?
Not much, just trying to keep everything going. We're getting a lot more leads than usual right now, so we're pump that up. more trainings for people. So that's always fun.
Absolutely.
Nothing too crazy, man. Just having a good time. I was excited yesterday. I was talking to Tristan. I don't know if he's on here. He got his first deal with DealMachine yesterday. He said
Nice.
we're gonna make 30 grand first deal. He's not getting his hopes too up, but full-time job, just
Yeah.
drove on deals and finally he got locked up yesterday. So pretty cool.
Dude, that is amazing. Yeah. And he's been going through this challenge too, or?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we've had that's at least the second person who's raised their hand and said they've done it. So I'd, if you don't mind introducing me to Tristan, would love to be able to interview him too. And
Yeah.
that would be great. But awesome. That actually starts us off right here too. I know, again, this is week 3 of the challenges. We're actually officially halfway there. So this is something where, especially if you look at things like, I don't know if anyone has read Atomic Habits out there. There's a couple of books about building habits and building behavioral change, that this is the point where you really got to grind. Like, this is the point where you really have to break through to create those long-term habits and stick with it. And if you look at, in many, many things, if you look at like, hey, there's this, they call it the trough of despair is another word for it, but it's like, hey, you're putting in a lot of hard work, you're doing the right things, you're still haven't seen that result yet. A lot of times, Tristan has, a few people have, but this is the part where you are getting closer and closer to doing that first thing and to that hockey stick growth, to getting that first exciting deal. And, the goal is many more after that. And, here's the hardest part, because you don't see that exact time of here's when I'm going to land that deal, but you're putting in the work to get to that point. So right now is where you really have got to double down, really focus on it. Again, today, we'll give you the recap on how to do that, on the exact steps to take, on, hey, here's how to, how to go close that deal, is kind of being that third piece of it that we're going to be really going through today. So we'll give you the right steps to take. But I know for a lot of people, it's, hey, we're starting to grind. We're hitting that point where we need to really stick with it and help break through to run with the second half of this. So,
Yeah, it's all about consistency.
Absolutely.
But yeah, a lot of people aren't raising their hands, getting their deals, showing it to you, but I'm getting it all the time. I'm getting messages like crazy. Like, just see people posting the checks all over the place.
That's awesome, man.
Working.
Yeah, dude, keep sending them my way. We'd love anybody. Just my direct email is matt@DealMachine. And AJ, hopefully you can hear us now. Oh, there we go. He can hear us. Yeah. matt@DealMachine.com for my email. Use that anytime to be able to reach out for support, or especially to share these wins. We'd love to feature you guys, like being able to. I mean, we've had over 150 videos on our YouTube channel of interviewing people of deals they've landed using DealMachine, and especially being able to give you some shine in your local market and help build your credibility and help get the word out about what you're doing. That's a great, we'd love to give you our platform to do that. So please get in touch with me as you land that first deal. Love to share that with the group too, get everybody excited and inspired and ready to get out there and keep grinding like this. But yeah, what you can see on the screen here, this was week 1, all the accountability posts. Week 2, we've got a ton as well. We've got a ton of people posting this stuff. Like, I love to see people sharing that in the group. So Zach, keep sending it my way. And people, if you're watching this right now, feel free to reach out to me direct, and we can do that and really feature you guys. So
Love it.
Yeah, love that. Quick rundown too. Week 1, Faith Allen, she won a free DealMachine account. So we'll make sure you are Faith, if you are on here, we'll make sure you're hooked up with that. If you've already paid for DealMachine, we'll give you a refund and give you that free account. We did that as a giveaway the first week together through the live stream. So that was awesome. I mean, that's over $700 worth of a free DealMachine right there. So huge giveaway there. Last week, we did another $100 in free marketing credits. That Katrina Faber won that one. So Katrina, if you're watching this, congrats. Like, we're going to make sure that you're hooked up too, and be able to use that for hundreds. I mean, over close to 1,000, 500-600 free skip traces and a bunch of free postcards with that. So, you're being able to just help. Hey, we want to help fuel you getting out there and you being able to go land that first deal and that next deal after that. So, hooking you guys up there. This week, it's we're going to be able to really give away some free swag, which who doesn't love free stuff there? Like, free shirts, free t-shirts, free all kinds of stuff there. So make sure to just keep an eye out on the Facebook group and through the email list as well. And we're going to give away a bunch of free stuff this week too. We're doing this every week of the challenge. So love to hook you guys up with that. But Awesome. So quick recap. We've covered this in the other ones. It's awesome to do this challenge right now, especially because right now we have such a huge opportunity that we haven't had in the last 10 to 15 years. Like, we're at a time where there is more distress out there. There are more people that have problems that you can then go solve as an investor. You can go solve as a wholesaler using speed and using convenience and using cash than there have been in the last 10 to 15 years. Like, anytime there's any kind of slowdown, downturn, recession, whatever you want to call it, being able to be somebody who can provide solutions for people who are in a spot where they need some help, that's our job as an investor. That's our job as a wholesaler. So we're going through today, we've gone through this entire month to give you this playbook of, hey, here's how you go find these people. Here's how you go be the one and build a relationship with them and be the one they trust and be the one that they rely on to solve that problem for them. It starts with building a great list and marketing that list of people who could be in this potential situation and then being able to act on that. So we're going to go through that today too, but just want to reiterate, like, now is the time. This is, the fact that you're on this on a Monday, on a holiday week, like, you are doing the right things to get yourself out there to go take action. So we love to give you the playbook for that. And you only get a couple of chances like this our entire professional lives where there is any kind of slowdown, there is any kind of turn in the market. So you guys are doing the right things to set yourself up for success and to really step up and be proactive to go make things happen. So again, why most investors get stuck is they just don't know how to go find the great deal. This 30-day playbook, what we've been going through the last 2 weeks and today, will give you that. So I know Ryan Haywood, he's one example that I've mentioned before. He's somebody who's done a challenge just like this, where, hey, day 2 is go use DealMachine, go find a deal. He's had a deal under contract 17 days in, which I know we're on day 15, right? And we've already had many people raise their hand to Zach, and a couple we're going to be featuring on our YouTube channel, like I mentioned, that have landed deals already. That is awesome. Ryan then used this as a springboard. So don't just go land that first deal. I mean, obviously that's going to pay for your time and what you've invested in this so far. But, like, hey, use this as a springboard to go build something bigger. And Ryan, he's done this where in 2020, he did 72 deals since January 1st, 2020, which, by the way, he had no previous real estate experience before that. Since January 2020, he's done over 400 deals from, inspired by that first challenge. So again, he used DealMachine to do it. We are, obviously big believers in the technology of DealMachine, but everything that Zach's given you here, like, this is all free. Like, we're giving you free knowledge, the free playbook, even a free trial, but all that stuff. Like, we just want to get you out there and be successful. Like I said, DealMachine can make you way more effective and efficient at this, but regardless of what you're doing, like, we want to give you the tools to go out there and go find that first deal and many after that. So excited to do this, excited to share this with you guys. Zach, do you have anything you want to touch on before I jump into a quick overview on the challenge, the recap, and the training?
No, I think the biggest issue and the biggest problem most people have with this training is the consistency factor, right? Mm-hmm. You thin the herd when you got to do 100 drawing for dollars leads a week or 200 a week, right? The herd gets thinner, but you start making a lot more money, right? I think the biggest takeaway I've gotten from this challenge is just the sheer amount of simplicity it takes to get that deal, right? I think so many people really complicate it. And if you can just simply go have conversations, people have ugly houses, you're going to do fine, right? It's not super sexy. It's not the sexiest thing in the world, but really with, $100 in a month, you can easily get a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 deal. So that's the point. I'm so pumped up for a challenge like this. And I'm so pumped up to help the people out, because if you take the marketing out of the business, you have nothing. And this is what the challenge is all about. Pumping the marketing in. Everyone thinks these people, they get their first deal, second deal, third deal, pretty much every single day somebody posts a check for my stuff, learning for free. And you see them as lucky, but they're honestly not lucky. It takes work. And the more drawing for dollars leads you get with DealMachine, every single one you get, the luckier you get. So if anybody's asking, like, how can I get lucky too? Get more leads. So that's Absolutely. The point. Just keep hammering, right? If you keep it at it, you'll do it.
Yeah, make your own luck that way. Yeah, I think in general too, like you said, it's, we're not, anything we're sharing, we're giving you the exact playbook of what people are doing, but it's not rocket science. It's, hey, we want to make it very simple and easy to just go out there and just take the right actions, hold each other accountable. Like that's what the point of this challenge is to, connect with each other here, connect with each other in the Facebook group, connect with each other, in everything that Zach's doing. But, throughout this entire process, like we just want to make it extremely simple and easy to follow, straightforward, and know that, hey, if you hit this volume, like the goals we're setting for you today, we set them for a reason. Like throughout this entire 30 days, we're setting lead number goals. So that way, hey, here's how many leads it takes to get to your first deal on average. And here's what to do with those leads. And here's how to act on them. I know Alex jumped in the chat and said, hey, is this the best list out there? Essentially was his question here. Yeah, that's the goal of, why driving for dollars is so powerful, is that you are finding leads that are not easy to access in any other way. You've gone out and earned that list yourself. You've gone out and looked for these fixer-upper properties, which means, hey, since they're fixer-uppers, that is the number one indicator that they are a motivated seller. So extremely powerful in terms of the list you're building and the intention of that individual seller. Like you're highly likely to have a house that at some point soon is going to be a motivated seller. And then secondarily, on top of all that, not only are they the best leads, but they're also the least competitive leads, because there's a barrier there. You had to go out and earn that list. You had to go drive around and find those fixer-uppers that may or may not appear on another list that you pull. So those other lists, super easy to do. You can do it in a quick second, pull it and start marketing to it. Yeah, you can get deals that way, but you're finding way higher intent leads, like more motivated leads, as well as way less competitive leads by taking this route and by building your own list that no one else has. So that's the goal of this challenge, is to give you the best list out there possible, and then to act on that list. So,
completely right.
Yeah, awesome. So quick recap on the challenge for those who have been going through it, or maybe they're new to this today. Mondays are live trainings like this. We go over, we take Q&A, give you the playbook, the live training, and then assign homework for the week. I'm going to go through all that today. I know Zach's got to jump off in 15 minutes or so. I'm going to stick around and be able to go through that whole, everything, with you, and take any questions afterwards. Throughout the week, we share pro tips, whether it be in the Facebook group, and I've been emailing them out. So we have an email list of all you guys that have, registered for one of these webinars. It'll give you shortcuts. It'll help you check in your progress. It'll give you the right mindset. It'll help you stay accountable for what you're doing. And then on Fridays, again, we're giving away all kinds of free stuff. Like I said, week one, we had a ton of people post, and we selected randomly Faith, who she won a free DealMachine account. That's entire year of DealMachine right there. We had going through, I think it was Kristen here, Katrina here, week two, where we did same thing. She did an accountability post inside the Facebook group and got randomly selected to win the 100 free marketing credits. So we're giving away all kinds of free stuff like that. This week, it's going to be, hey, do another accountability post, which we'll get to that in the homework here at the end. And then with that accountability post, we'll select somebody to win free swag. Like, again, who doesn't want, if you're already going through this challenge, who doesn't want like free stuff when it comes to hats, t-shirts, all kinds of awesome stuff there. So we'll give away, it'll be a little bit more of a fun one here. So, each week we're giving away free stuff. It's going to add up to over $1,500 worth of free stuff throughout this 30 days. And this playbook is the most valuable piece of all. It's, hey, let's give you the exact process to get out there and go land that first deal, worth 5, 10, 15, 50K rather than the giveaways too. So, speaking of which, time to check in. So week 2, we're halfway again. The goal, and we saw people posting on the accountability on the Facebook group. It's all right, add another, last week, it was add another 100 driving for dollars leads right there. So it should be at 200 total on your list, whether you're using, DealMachine to help you out with that or not. DMZach.com is that free trial. If you can write them down, you can use whatever you want. We just want you to add those 200 leads. So get out there and have that list of, again, super highly motivated sellers, or highest likely motivated sellers. And then on top of that, you can't just have the list, you got to take action on that list. And last week we did a deep dive on the kind of a 2-pronged marketing approach. I'll go through that again today through my quick training, just a quick recap of that. But that marketing approach is using 2 marketing methods to reach out to a lead. And, a lead meaning somebody you've added to your list, a property you've added to your list. And that could be anything from, we talked about calling, texting, emailing, door knocking, sticky notes. We talked about a variety of different ways to get in touch with people. Whatever your marketing method of choice, it's, hey, do 2 different types of those. So try out whether it's a text and a piece of mail, or a sticky note and a call, or whatever that combo might be. Try a marketing mix. Try 2 different things to each of those 200 leads on your list. And again, each week we're ramping this up. You got to stay consistent. You got to hold yourself accountable for doing this. This week, we're going to continue to do that. You're getting to that grind, like I mentioned, you're getting to that point where some of you have landed deals, but if you've not, you're doing the right things to get to that first point. You might, today might be the day that you land that deal, the day that you make contact with that right seller, but you're doing the right things to set yourself up with that, for long-term success there. I did this last week, and I do these for each live stream. I'll bribe you guys again. If you have completed these 2 things, this week 2 homework, then email matt@dealmachine.com. That's me. Take a screenshot of, you completing this, the 200 leads. And if you have any evidence on the, you're reaching out to those leads, any call, logs or anything like that, you've skip traced them in the app, anything like that, just email me that direct. And if you've done those 2 things, I will add $10 in free marketing credits to your DealMachine account. So if you want $10 free, hey, we'll hook you up again. Like, you're here, you're listening to this, you're taking the right actions. We want to just keep giving you free stuff to get out there, and we want you to land that first deal. So take that screenshot, send that to me, and you'll get $10 free from us, this week. So
Beautiful.
cool. Let's see. So got all that out of the way. I'll jump into the live trainings. Zach, I know you got to run here soon. Is there anything else you want to make sure you hit on before I jump into this?
No, I mean, like I've told everybody, the point of this challenge is to keep yourself accountable, keep yourself focused. And that's the main point, right? Like, I could just tell you to do 100 drawing for dollars leads once a week for a month straight, and you'll most likely get a deal. But the point of the challenge is you have an accountability group, you have a group of people, everyone's motivating each other. And you got to email Matt. He's going to give you a bunch of free stuff. So, like, I'm just going to tell you to do it anyway. Why don't you just do it with DealMachine, make it for free, right? My biggest tip I give to people right now, though, because you do talk about the 2 marketing touches. Let's say you send out 100. Let's say you have 100 drawing for dollars leads this week. I would probably put 100 sticky notes out, either get 30 or 40 calls back this week. On those 70 or 60 that didn't call you back, I would probably call them and text them, those 60. And then you reach out to every single possible person. Because if you are willing to do it, your competition's most likely not willing to do that. That's the point. Like, we kind of had a talk here from Alex. It's like, show you the MLS, right? I see everyone talking about this. Oh, MLS has 90% of all properties sold on MLS. Why don't you just wholesale on the MLS? And the truth is, yes, 90% of all properties sold are through the MLS. But if you look at properties sold for below the market value, I would say about 80% of them are sold off market. So if you go after the 80%, not the 20%, be a lot better. So that's the point.
Love it. Yeah. Find a great deal. And like I mentioned, they're less competitive too. Like, if they're on the MLS, like, you've got other people who are going to be making offers and things. So this gives you the opportunity to go direct to seller and to, negotiate a great deal. So, yeah, I 100% agree on the marketing methods as well. Again, this is the bare minimum of what we say. Like, hey, we're giving you these numbers because we know that on average, we're going to go through the full month, right? 4 weeks. On average, if you get to 400 leads, that is across the nation, the average number of leads you need to get to a deal. I mean, it could be literally the 4th lead you call, or it could be, the 500th, but on average, 400 leads is where you get to that deal. And, we're giving you that playbook of how to build that list, how to get to that number, how to market to that number, and then how to continue to follow up. Today is about closing the deal. It's about continuing to stay organized and stay consistent to close that deal. So what I'll show off today to start with, I'll recap week 1 and week 2 live trainings. Again, I know Zach's got to jump here in a minute. I'll keep going through that. And then week 3, I'll be able to, or for the week 3 training, to build on top of that, I'll really get to go through, hey, here's how do you stay top of mind with people? Here's how you work your pipeline. Here's how you stay organized. Here's how you run comps to be able to know an offer, like what that looks like. So I'll go through that as well with you guys. But yeah, that's the goal here today, is you'll walk out of today knowing, okay, here's the full playbook. Here's how I go from, from where I'm at today to getting that first deal. So, all right. So playbook step one, we talked about this week one. Again, go on, I think it was on Flip with Rick's YouTube channel for week one, Zach Ginn's YouTube channel for week two. And then here today, it'll be the Wholesaling Houses for Real YouTube channel for week three. Again, I'll email all those links out to you guys, but make sure to view those if you want a deep dive into this playbook for step one. The main things we did here, so to show this off, how you earn that list, how you build that list that no one else has. Let me see here. Zach, can you see the DealMachine app here?
Yep.
Hopefully. Okay, cool. Awesome. So jumping into this, I'll show you guys the specific steps to make this really simple, straightforward, and easy. I'll keep it quick for the people who saw week one. Again, the idea is to drive for dollars. It's to look for physically distressed properties that aren't easy to build a list of. And to go do that, I've got the desktop app here. The mobile version looks just like this, just on a small screen, right? And when you jump into the drive tab here, when you jump into the mobile app right here, it locks on your location. So it quickly shows you, hey, here's where you are, be able to just tap in your GPS that way. And then based on that, you'll be able to actually start driving around, and whether you're physically driving or virtually, which I'll show you here in a minute, you're looking for those properties that have the tarp on the roof, or they've got the board up windows, the overstuffed mailbox even, or weeds growing through the concrete, or it's got gutters falling off, siding falling off, things like that. Just really obvious signs of physical distress, right? The fixer-upper signs, or even things that are a little more subtle, like, maybe just outdated. It's got a window AC unit, or I've mentioned this a couple of times, but our first hire got his first deal by finding a property that had Halloween decorations up, and it was like February, March. So just things like that for whatever reason, that particular property owner is not keeping up with the condition of that property. So you're looking for that as you drive down the street. And as you look around, you're looking, you see all these black dots pop up. All those black dots are properties that you can just really easily click on and see more information about that property. Like you can do that, through here, where you one at a time click on a particular property and see, hey, when was the sale date? What was the sale price? What's the equity percentage they have? More information about the mortgage. They've got, 3.5%, which, it's pretty crazy today now. You can look and see, hey, here's what is the data behind this particular property, right? And then if you decide, hey, yeah, looks like a good lead, hit add lead, and it'll quickly pop up with a blue pin, and that just means, hey, it's added to my list. And as you do this, as you're physically driving around and trying to add these properties, don't overthink it. Like I would say, look for physical distress first, and then dig into the data later, dig into the property, owner data later. A couple quick pro tips to make this even easier for you. If you go into the map options in the top left right here, you can see things like we've got our satellite view that helps you see the actual properties themselves. You've got our pin mode. You can change to tap to add mode. So say you're driving down the street and you just want to tap, and you see like, hey, these are properties that are physically distressed, just boom, 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 and just tap, and that adds it to your list really quick and easy there. So that makes it easy as you drive around. We've got if you have our route tools unlocked, which again, at the end of this, I'll share, it's just DealMachine.com/Zach. It's easily our best deal out there for being able to commit to DealMachine for a full year if you're going to actually, fully commit with us. But if you do that, it unlocks your route tools too. And in route tools, you'll see route tracking as part of that, where route tracking is a green line that pops up behind you. So that way you can see where you've driven and you should drive next, and really make sure you cover every single street and just be extremely efficient at driving and covering entire neighborhoods. So that's a pro tip for you. And then last one is the highlights feature. This highlights button, that's part of the route tools as well, that you get with that full kind of annual deal. If you click highlights, you can go in and just say, hey, yeah, show me all of the, absentee owned properties. Cool. And you'll see highlights start to pop up. And as you drive around, you'll see, hey, say I'm driving down Sutherland right here. I see 6915. Oh, this is a property that has an assumable mortgage. You can see, hey, this is one that's absentee owned right here and fits your particular highlights. And you can go in and make it really simple and easy to kind of use data to your advantage as you drive down the street too. So people are using this, make it really simple and easy. Just jump in, start adding properties like that. Last part on that first step as well is our virtual driving for dollars. So I want to share that too really quick here. If you look at, say you're in a market that you don't want to physically drive around for whatever reason, maybe the weather is rough, or maybe you have a day job and it's hard to get out, during the day, or maybe you want to just invest somewhere that you're not actually in, so invest somewhere virtually. You just hit that start driving button up here, click into that, hit start driving, and it drops you, right on the street. And I can expand this for you guys. And just simple as you would, like you would, driving around in real life. Hey, you just click for dollars right here, drive down the street, look at the physical condition of these properties, say, yeah, the siding on this one, not great shape. All right, cool. Let me just add that lead to my list, and boom, just like it would in the physical world, you can do this virtually too. So step one, again, it's our homework to date to today. It's 200 leads like this, where you're driving around, you're adding properties, whether it be virtually or in the real world. And then you're using things like the route tools and the highlights to make it easier on yourself. So that's step one there. Zach, do you think did I miss anything there? I know you're jumping in a minute.
No, find the ugly house.
Keep it easy.
Point.
There you go. Listen to Zach. That's easy.
The only piece of advice I can tell everybody is, I always say actions equal results. And a lot of people, they focus on the results. Hey, I want to get my deal this month. If you focus on, hey, I got to get 500, which is the point of the homework, the point of that. If you focus more on the amount of leads you have to pull and call, it's going to be the best part. A lot of people think because they pulled 400 driving for dollars leads, they deserve to get a deal. You don't deserve it. You should expect to get good results if you actually do what you're supposed to do. So just pulling the leads won't give you the deal. Pulling the leads, calling it, using the right script, that's going to help you get the deal. I see a lot of people bragging about getting 500-600 leads in a week. That's great, but I'd rather you pull 200 leads and call them than do 600 just pulling, right? Yep. Just understand that pulling is one thing. I tell you, pulling the leads is so much easier than calling them. Get calling. And that's what I can tell you. You make the money. It's an income producing activity to get on the phones, talk to sellers. So pull leads, get calling.
Love that. Yep. And we see so many people that, like you said, it's, it feels good to build that list. That's great. That's step one, but you got to follow through on it. You got to do step two here on the slides right there of marketing that list, of calling them, of getting in touch with them to go land that deal. Right. So really quick here, AJ, and then feel free to throw questions in the chat as I go through this, everybody. AJ said, does DealMachine cover commercial too? Yeah, people use it for commercial. You can go in and that highlights feature I was showing you, you can filter by property type. So going in here, if you click highlights, you can say, hey, property type is, and go in here and say, hey, you've got all kinds of different, multifamily or apartment or, what have you. It's just, I'd say most people are using it for single family. So, but that being said, we have plenty of people, they've landed deals, many more units than that. So cool. So step two, you've built that list. Like Zach said, you got to reach out to that list. It's marketing that list. And really the main thing I can share here is to be most successful, what we see over and over again is use a two-pronged marketing approach. So that means two prongs being, the first prong is short-term marketing. So short-term being something that takes one-to-one outreach, one-to-one attention to be able to follow up with somebody. So we would put, calling them, texting them, door knocking them, sticky notes, all of that. We would put that, reverse D for D, like Zach calls it there, and gives you the, he's got great videos on that on his channel too. That, I would put that under short-term marketing because it takes that effort, right? It takes the one-to-one effort. And then combine that with long-term marketing, combine that with something that you can set it and forget it and really scale. So that way you get on their radar, you start to build that relationship, and then, have the right, be at the right place, right time, set it and forget it. So that way they think of you when they actually have that burning, or that specific need, that really, intense and acute need, and they're actually motivated. They think of, hey, I talked to Matt a while ago, and hey, they think of you because you've been sending that postcard, every so often. Like, we put direct mail under that category for that reason of, hey, you're the one they think of because they've been getting marketing from you. So what that looks like in the app, really quick and easy. As you build that list again, every lead that I add, whether it be on the phone or the desktop, it adds to this leads tab right here. So click into that, and you'll see, hey, that 6950 of Sutherland that I added. All right, view that lead, and you've got both those buttons right there. You can come in here and one-off skip trace them, or one-off send mail, just like that, where when I skip trace, it comes back, hey, I've got 5 emails to work with now. I've got, a mailing address, or even another mailing address to work with. I've got 8 phone numbers where it goes in and tells me the caller ID, and is it disconnected or connected? Is it on the do not call list? Is it landline? Is it mobile? What's the situation here? And hey, copy that phone number over and just give them a call. Makes it really simple and easy to just go do that short-term marketing. And then as you do that, hey, send that mailer, start the long-term marketing with it, where you quickly go in and you can one-off skip trace them like this, or do it in bulk, where you select the entire page, go in and hit, skip trace leads right there. Or, for the mail, again, you can view that lead, hit start mail, one off really quick and easy, send that postcard, where when I hit that button, it'll show you, hey, here's the exact postcard it's going to send to them. It's going to send, every 21 days is the default. You can change that too. So that way, hey, I want to send a piece of mail to them, ideally once a month. Like, that's the best practice, is once a month. And at least, ideally, if you can budget for it, 6 to 12 times is ideal to send that marketing to them, just from a pure data perspective. I was looking at the numbers, but going in here, you're able to go in and adjust how often you send that piece of mail. See, hey, here are the particular mail pieces that are going to go to them. And then you can even go in and change exactly which mail template you want to send to them. Like, we've got 9 default templates in here for you guys inside DealMachine to just quickly use, where the wording on that is all good to go. It's all tested and been extremely successful. Like the Ryan Haywood guy I talked about earlier on this call, that's what he uses. He doesn't even adjust the wording, and he's landed over 400 deals using that. So they are ready to go. They're ready for you to send out. Just make it real simple and easy for you. But you can go in and say, yeah, send this postcard template instead, start that mail, and, it'll be able to adjust that for you right there. So, do that combo, do the combo of the skip trace, reach out to them that way, phone numbers, emails, all that, and then send that mail. Like those, the short-term and long-term marketing together are going to set you up for success. So, wanted to share that with you guys one more time. Let me pause the mail so I don't actually mail to them here. Couple quick pro tips on this one. I know I shared that for step 1. Couple quick pro tips before we get into the next training for week 3. One is that when you add a lead, on your phone, you'll see this camera button pop up. Highly recommend taking a picture of the property, because at that point, that picture just becomes attached to that lead inside DealMachine. And when you send mail, instead of having this right here, it's going to be your actual picture and say, hey, is this your property? And I can even go in and show you an example of like, hey, if I've got some leads here with the picture on them, click on that. Awesome. I took those pictures. When I click view lead and I send mail to them, it's going to look like that, where that actual picture pops up and say, hey, is this your property? And it looks great. It gets twice the amount of response than it would if you didn't have that picture. So, highly recommend that. Last thing here to show you guys, the mail center up top. So you've got a couple different things. You've got this postcards tab, which this is where every single template lives of, what mail that you can send inside DealMachine. You can change the sizing. You can change it to handwritten letters, even if you want. It's more expensive, but those get great response rates. And we're actually the only people who can provide these one-off inside any technology. You usually have to buy them in bulk. So our partners over at Ballpoint Marketing provide these. So that's all included right there. So think about that. And then the mail center. This is where you're going to manage your spend and say, oh yeah, I'm going to spend this much in mail. I have this many scheduled. I have this many sent this month. You can use this as kind of your way to be able to send out these postcards and really manage what you're sending and when. So you can get really, really specific and say, yeah, let me go through and you really kind of optimize my marketing, optimize my mailers through this tab right here. So cool. Zach, any other last thoughts before I get into the week 3 training here?
Not much, guys. Go after it. Actually go and call these sellers. Keep your script simple. Go to freewholesaling.com. And obviously, you guys have any questions, you know where to find me in the live streams. But I appreciate you in good hands with Matt. Matt, I'll talk to you later today, and
Perfect,
appreciate
man.
it. Have a blessed one, guys.
Yeah, good seeing you. Awesome. Thanks, Zach. Cool. So excited to do week 3 here with you guys. Again, we'll go through this training. We'll give you the homework, and then I'll give you that link. It was DealMachine.com/Zach to get that basically 50% off DealMachine for a year. So I'll make sure to recap all that for you guys. But again, the training today, we're focused on how to close the deal. And one last thing I do want to show you, as Zach was talking there, one last thing I do want to show you on the marketing side, really cool feature for you guys too. If you jump into this leads tab here as well, last thing really quick, sorry to throw a lot at you here, but if you jump into any list, like say you add a list, you import leads into DealMachine, whether you be a spreadsheet or you got it from some other technology or wherever you got it from. If you import that list, you also have the option to drive a list in DealMachine. Or if you hit drive list, it'll go in and tell you, yeah, you've got this many leads on it. It's going to take you this long. It's going to import GPS and tell you, hey, go here, 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 here. And that's with our route tools, with that route tools upgrade, like I talked about, that's unlocked with the 50% off for the annual. This right here is extremely powerful if you're going to do sticky notes or if you're going to do the reverse driving for dollars method. So what Zach talks about often, like use that feature, this drive this list feature to execute on that. So cool. Don't want to overcomplicate things for you, and throw too much at you. Want to keep it real simple and straightforward for you today. So you've got building the list. That was week 1. Marketing that list. That's week 2. Week 3, let's close deals. Like, how do we stay consistent and stay organized and follow up with everything we're saying we're going to do? So organization is absolutely key. Standing out. I mean, you're going to stand out from other people by being organized and by following up and by actually saying, yeah, I'm going to come by this time, this date. I'm going to give you a call. I'm going to give you this offer. Like, if you actually do that, you're going to stand out from like 3/4 of people who don't follow through. It's crazy. Like, you see people put in the work and you don't actually follow through on the next step on time, especially. Here's how you do this. Here's how we'll give you pro tips today on how to be able to go through and do that. And no matter what, like as you're going through and building that list and marketing people, like Zach touched on as well, don't overthink it from a standpoint of the actual conversation with that person. Like, just have a really simple couple things to ask them. Ask about the property, ask why they're selling, be able to get some details there and just kind of open them up and have them talk to you. And then just listen, like be able to listen, take notes, and really focus on solving that problem for them. We talked about that going into this. Like, we're at a time today with just the way the market is that we are more valuable. There are more problems out there that we can identify and solve with speed and convenience and cash and come in. And that's why they're trading their property for some equity, why they're trading it for a discount, is that you are getting them out of a spot and you're using your resources to do that. So going in and just talking to them and having a very simple script and listening. And want to mention, it's also okay to say the words, I don't know. Like, you can say that and go back into the Facebook group and go back to, everything that, Zach's courses and, everything that he's given away for free. Like, go back to that and use that as this on-demand knowledge, and make sure that you're not having the limiting belief of feeling like you have to know everything before you ever pick up the phone. Like, you're not going to know plenty of things that they ask you and throw your way. It's just a matter of putting yourself out there, taking that action, and then going back and saying, hey, I got to talk to my partner about that, or I got to, let me get back to you on that. Like, it is okay to do that. That's the main thing that I know our founder and CEO, David Lecko, like that was his big limiting belief that he had to get over before, building his own financial freedom, is he, has a portfolio that he built using DealMachine. And, really that was the big thing he had to get over, is he felt like he had to know everything to be able to actually talk to somebody. No, it's okay to be able to say, I don't know, and go back and you learn over time. You learn by putting in the reps. So, how you're going to be able to stand out, be organized, be consistent, and close the deal. I'm going to show off a couple quick things here. The goal here today is to be able to show you how to treat your leads like a pipeline. So how to stay organized, how to always follow up. And then when it actually comes to making offers, I'll show off the comps tool that comes with every single DealMachine plan. It's our MLS comps tool. It works for every single state, no matter if you're in a non-disclosure state or not. You know, you could be in Texas, wherever. We've got MLS data for you. And coming into this, you know, the goal here is to create a system, so that way every single day it's really easy to know what to do. It's really easy to follow up and to stay consistent throughout the entire sales process, throughout the entire, you know, process of talking with the seller. And then when it comes time to them saying, hey, what's your offer? What's my property worth? And hey, you've got a extremely confident answer for them because of the data that you have access to. So we'll go through all that today. Let me check the Q&A real quick here, the chat. I know the goal here as well today is to answer your questions, to answer any hesitations that you have. So jump in the Q&A and feel free to ask questions as I go through this. Let's see, Obed asked, does the direct mailing option come with a free trial? It does. Now the mailers, those cost to send mail, right? It's not through us. We help you make it real easy, and you can send it really conveniently through us, but we have a mail provider for that. So make sure to budget accordingly. That mail center is going to really help you with that. So clicking mail and going to mail center, that'll help you with that. You know, the mail, it's anywhere from 50 cents to 60 cents, depending upon the postcard you send. If you send a handwritten letter, it's gonna be more than that. So make sure to know that. And when you hit send mail, it'll tell you what's going to cost too. So it'll help you guide through that. The awesome thing is if you go to dmzach.com, which let me see if I can find that for you guys. Yeah, dmzach.com. That gives you with that free trial, you get a bunch of free marketing credits in that. So those marketing credits cover skip traces, cover mail, cover all, you know, any costs like that to market to people. So hopefully that helps, Obed. Cool. So again, going through today's training. So I'll show off a little bit of how to stay organized, how to build that pipeline, how to stay consistent, and then secondarily, okay, how to make an offer. So jumping into this, first and foremost, this leads tab, this is something that as you add, you know, leads on DealMachine, whether it be through the phone or through the desktop, they all sync up. You know, you actually get daily data syncing every single day. So if a property is purchased that day, the next day it'll show you that. If they list it the next day, it'll show you that. Like, we update that every single morning. Our data automatically updates every single property. So you've got that on your side. You know, you've got the most up-to-date data to work with. Jumping into this as well, you know, the goal with this leads tab is to treat this as a pipeline. Like, treat this as your go-to place every morning to jump in and look and figure out, like, hey, yeah, what do I need to do today? Who do I need to follow up with? Who do I need to take action on? Who do I need to continue to reach out to? And what is that next step with them? To do that, you've got a couple of different pro tips I want to share here. Importing and exporting leads. We see people all the time importing lists of leads into DealMachine, or hitting, you know, select all and lead actions and exporting that list. So that way, if you've got any other place that you're working from, to really make it really easy to combine all those leads into one. If you import a list of leads and that property is already inside DealMachine, you'll see a little number 2 pop up. So it'll show you, hey, it was on this list and this list, right? So that way you never duplicate your efforts. You never call somebody twice or skip trace them twice or mail them twice. Like, it all combines those properties into one. To treat it like a pipeline. So say you have all your leads in here. This lead status I use really proactively. Like, I think our most successful investors, they're doing that, where they can go in here and see, like, yeah, this property, you know, I can market with marketing, or we have an appointment set, we've sent an offer, we have it under contract, it's closed, we've lost the deal. You know, really use this as a way to kind of get the overview, get the feel for where you are in the pipeline, where you are in that stage of the conversation with that seller. Going in, you know, if you have all the leads in one spot and you're using these statuses correctly, cool. One other pro tip to really share with you is using tags and using filters. So this is kind of another way to stay organized and know, who do I need to reach out to first. The tag feature, that's something that when you drive around and you add a lead, you'll see it pop up on your phone right away as quick tags right there, and you can customize those tags. But what I'll do is say I'm driving down the street, I see, you know, Bancroft right here. Awesome. I want to add that lead. Cool. As I do that, this add tags button will pop up on my phone again, and you can mark it as a different level of distress or high priority, or, you know, whatever you like on here. You can customize those tags. And I use that so that way when I jump into my leads tab, I can go in and say, hey, where do I want to start today? Who do I want to call first? Well, I have all these tags of high priority properties. Let's start there. Let's filter it and go, okay, filter tag by high priority, confirm, apply that. And boom, I've got 36 leads that I marked high priority because I know that, hey, they were a really severely distressed property. I want to start there. I want to be able to use this as a way to know who to market to first, who to focus on first. So use tags, use filters to your to your advantage. Use this as a way to just use your time more effective and more efficiently. Before I jump into the next pro tip, let me check the Q&A. Can you find cash buyers list through DealMachine skip tracing? Yeah, so there's a couple ways you can find cash buyers inside DealMachine. Probably the most effective, I would say, is when you're on the drive tab right here. Whenever you see a property, and let me to owner type. Here, or sorry, let me clear this for you guys. Let me go to my quick list of highlights. You've got thousands of data points to work from here. One of them being owns multiple properties. That is a very high indicator that this is an investor and somebody who could be a really great cash buyers list. So hit apply filter for that, and you'll see a ton of highlights pop up of people who own multiple properties right there. Start there. You can use that as a way to be able to see like, oh yeah, hey, if I need to reach out to cash buyers, there's a list right there I can tap into. Again, our focus on this particular challenge is driving for dollars. But list builder is another option within DealMachine to be able to tap into lists too. So if you hit that list builder and say, yeah, let me hit multiple properties in this area, and we know that they, I've got a property right in here, and I want to draw around this area that they've already invested in this area. Nice. I've got 4,000 leads that I can tap into right there of properties that fit that particular filter. So you can use that as a way also to export those multiple property owner lists and act on that as a cash buyers list, as leads to reach out to you and say, hey, I see you own a property in this area already. Would you like to own another one? As simple as that. So great question here, Greg. Is today just about using DealMachine? It is not, but the things that I give you today, Zach, these are the actions to take. So like, for example, yes, I talked through adding leads to a list. Awesome. You can do that through pen and paper too. Like you can go drive around and add leads through pen and paper. That's great too. Like that's another way you can do it. We have other tools out there. We really focus on us saying we're unique from many different ways, but really saying, hey, our customer ratings and reviews, we're the highest rated and most reviewed app out there for investors. So to find deals. So we stand by our technology to do that. But that being said, you can do this for free just with pen and paper. You can market to people. You can knock on doors for free. You can put sticky notes, very low cost. You can, skip trace. There's other ways to skip trace. Like I want to give you the playbook of what's working, but then give you technology to make it way easier to do that via DealMachine. Also, what I'm showing you today, you can just have a spreadsheet. You can add all these to a spreadsheet. If say you wrote down all these addresses and you just add them to a spreadsheet, great. Like use your, you can use tags in that spreadsheet. Just make a tags column. You can make a lead status column. You can go in and what I'm going to show you next is taking notes and adding tasks. You can do that within spreadsheets too. We just want to give you technology to make it way more easy and efficient and effective to do that. So hope that helps, Zach. Awesome. So looks like the Q&A is good. Great, Greg. I'm glad that was helpful. The next step here. So last two things I want to show you. It's the notes and tasks and the comps. So if you've gone in here, so you've added leads, you've imported leads, you've exported leads, you've used tags, you've used filters, you're being organized this way. Probably the top two things you can do to stand out and to build that relationship is use notes and use tasks. So, the reason being, hey, say, for example, I jump in 6952 Bancroft right here. I skip trace them. I get in touch with Robert and Elizabeth. I call this, this number right here. It looks like, hey, caller ID's right, mobile connected. Cool. It's probably highly likely that's Robert. Give him a call. Through that conversation, I want to hit the activity tab right here and hit add and hit note. And say Robert calls me back and says, yeah, interested, it's dealing with it's an inherited property. That's why it's not in great shape. Yeah, he's got 2 kids. Certain ages, one of their birthdays is coming up on Saturday. So I'm taking notes of ways to be able to build a real relationship with this person take notes on to know the context of that property, to really use this as a way. So that way, every time I pick up the phone, every time I talk to them, hey, I can build on that conversation. I can continue to care about them as a person. I can understand what's the problem I'm solving. What is the value I'm bringing to this relationship that they are then trading their property, some equity in their property, a discount in that property for. And I can know exactly what I'm walking into every time I talk to this person. So staying organized is what I'm talking about. Like, this is how you stand out. This is how you do things that other people won't, is that you can really use use notes to be able to build a relationship, to know what that particular seller is dealing with every time you talk to them. Just go into that lead here, say they call back, cool. Oh, what's your address again? Oh, cool, let me jump in, let me look at my activity. Cool, I already know the note, I already know what my last conversation was with that person. That's all organized right there. Secondarily, okay, if you're taking these notes, if you're staying organized that way, how do I make sure that I never lose a lead and never have one fall through the cracks? Well, it's about building the right habits, right? It's about building right habits, where those habits you're doing, you're building your list with them, you're marketing that list with them, and then you're following up with them because you're adding tasks right here. You're hitting a task and you're going in, yeah, I need to go visit them tomorrow. They told me to come by, visit the property at 1 p.m. Tomorrow. So go in, add that, make the due date tomorrow. Cool, create that task. And now I know every single time that I jump in a DealMachine, I go to my task manager, I know what I have to do that day. I know exactly what I have to do. I can check it off, completed that task. Awesome, completed. I can see more details on it. Mark it as complete, great. And I can use this as a way to know every single day, what do I need to do that day? And how do I make sure that every conversation that I'm having does not fall through the cracks? Like, this is how you stay organized. This is how you stand out. This is how you do something different than everyone else out there, because you hold true to your word and you never let somebody down by saying, yeah, I'll do this tomorrow, and then it not happening. It takes great habits. It takes great discipline to do that. Right now in the challenge, you're halfway through. This is the grind. Like I said, going into this, like, this is where you could be, tomorrow could be the day that you land that deal, but you need to get consistently take the right actions to get to that deal, right? So here are the things you've got to do to be able to do that. You need to take those notes, build that relationship, add tasks, stay organized, do all of that every single day that you jump in here, and you're putting the right work in to get to that first deal. So let me check the chat here. Zach, no problem. How do I see how many credits I have in the app? So great question. If you click on your profile right here, you can see marketing credits, and you can add credits as well. And that's where, again, if you do dmzach.com, dmzach.com, you're going to get a ton of free, like 35 free marketing credits into your account right there. If you email me, just matt@dealmachine.com, I threw this in the chat earlier in this call. Where are we here? If you completed that homework, let me find that homework again. Here you go. If you completed this and you email matt@dealmachine.com, awesome. I'm going to give you $10 in free marketing credits inside DealMachine, and that's going to cover your skip tracing and calling and all of that here for you. So want to hook you guys up, want to make this as free as possible to go land that first deal. So that's the goal here today, is staying organized, reaching out. Last thing in the training I want to show off is our comps tool. And this is something that's extremely important, because now more than ever is comps more important. Like, in every market, you're seeing some kind of at least slowdown. If you're in a San Diego or a Phoenix or something, you've seen an outright like huge dip in a lot of those places. Utah is seeing it, Idaho, a lot of that area. But outside of that, like, hey, accurate comps, no matter what, are extremely important. Like, that's how you help negotiate. It's how you find a great deal and put in a great offer. Especially, if you've used DealMachine, or if you use any of this stuff to get in the room, you've put in all this hard work to get in the room. Hey, go close that deal. Go use technology to help you close that deal. How you could go about doing that. So with every single individual lead, this is with every DealMachine account as well, you get access to this tool. You hit view lead, you go into the comps. So I've showed off activity right here. I've showed off mail, hit comps, and on the spot, on the go, and looks exactly like this on mobile too. So if you're in the room with them, you can pull it up on the go, make it real easy for you to do that. But you hit that comps button, you jump in here. Let me zoom in for you guys. You can quickly see all these individual properties popping up right around you. And where you want to start is this filter button. So hit this top left filter button, jump in. You can see, hey, I want to see comps either for county records, or I highly recommend MLS. Like agents or, county records are through the government, MLS is through agents. Like you're going to have way more updated data through the MLS. But you can go in here and with this slowdown, let's adjust some of this stuff. Let's go in and say, yeah, I want to see only properties that have sold in the last 60 days. So it's September 21st. All right. And I want to see square footage ideally it's within 15% either way. So, a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, which, you've got a default, around that amount right there. Year built, I want to see something within a year, a 15-year window there. So, these are old properties inside South City, St. Louis. So let me see, what is that, 1911 to 41? Am I doing that math right? 30-year window right here. Bedroom, bathroom. I want to be able to stay within, the right bedroom, bathroom range. Maybe make it even half a mile to get even closer. Let me see if that picks up anything. Yeah, I've got a couple properties right there. So you're using this to really narrow down and make sure that, hey, I'm finding the closest properties that don't cross any major neighborhoods. Like that's also key, is it, make it so that you're not crossing, up here any kind of major highways or anything. You'll be able to keep it real simple and easy. They've got a similar floor plan, similar year built, similar square footage. They're probably the similar architecture and developer because of all those parameters. So you're able to do this all, right on the go, make it real simple and easy, or on the desktop, and be able to say, yeah, I've got these 4 comps right in my area. I can even draw, so that way I know, like, yeah, these are comps that fit my particular neighborhood or my particular property that I'm looking at. And right on the spot right here, I can see, hey, I've got 4 comps that fit, right around me. And, I'm going to go in and eliminate, here, this one's a little bit of an outlier, a little high. So I'll hit that and I'll say, yeah, based on those comps right there, here's my estimated value. And here's my average dollars a square foot and average price in that area. If I add that property on the spot, it dynamically changes to really give you the right estimated value. And you can use this to be extremely confident, extremely, extremely accurate in terms of the data you're looking at. Like this is something that, especially if it's your first time doing this, is a nerve-wracking process to deal with, like talking money, talking that dollar sign. Like a lot of people are uncomfortable doing that. Use the data to help you. Use the data and use the market to say, hey, yeah, we're on the same team here, but here's what the market's telling me. Like go on the same side of the negotiating table with them and have the other side be the market data, and be able to pull this up in front of them and say, yeah, let's find a number that makes sense for all of us. That is a win for you, a win for me, and a win, and we're, considering the market in this process. So going in, if you're in one of those markets that's tanked or that's really dropped quite a bit, maybe I would take off 10 to 15% of ARV, and the person you're talking to, like they probably get it too. They probably have heard in the news, like, hey, things are slowing down, the interest rates are affecting this, right? So use all those things to your advantage and come in and say, hey, here's what I'm looking at. Last pro tip with this as well is this view button. If you click view, and it depends on the market, let's see if we get these. Not on that property, depends on the market again. Let's see if we've got any here. Awesome, here we go. So you can see MLS photos on a lot of these as well. And right inside DealMachine, you can see, here's what this property looks like. Here's the condition it's in. And use this as a negotiating point to say, yeah, here's what this property looks like. Here's what it's sold for. It's not super pristine, but it's not too bad. And you can use this as a negotiation point to say, yeah, here's what our property looks like compared, and here's one that's great. Here's in great condition. It's all staged well. It's looking good. Here's what yours looks like. I'm thinking it's going to take XYZ amount to fix it up. Like you can use this as another data point to really show you, or really help the seller understand where you're coming from, where it's a win-win-win in that situation. They're getting a fair, price there. You're getting, you're able to make that, that wholesale fee, or that double close here. And then, you're using the market to show that person, hey, here's what it's actually worth. So, awesome. Hopefully it's simple, straightforward, easy. Remember, it's filter, it's, draw right there, and you can see that on the go. Make it simple and easy to make a really, really strong and confident offer that is a fair price. So let me jump into Q&A. I see, do I have any here? No. Awesome. Cool. Hopefully that was simple and straightforward, easy for you guys. So as we look at this to wrap up today, again, feel free to throw Q&A in there. Homework for week 3. So what I've been going through, again, the whole goal of this playbook, this 30 days, is to give you the threshold of what it's going to take to get to that next deal, right? And the number of leads it takes to get to that next deal, or that first deal. 100 leads again this week. That's the goal here. It's consistency. It's holding yourself accountable. It's getting out there. It's adding that many leads to the list. You've done 100 in week 1, 100 in week 2, 100 in week 3. Keep building on that. You're putting in the right things. You're grinding. You're putting in the right actions to get there. And then secondarily, you heard Zach earlier. You got to reach out to them. You got to have at least 2 different ways you're reaching out to them. He talked about sticky notes. He talked about giving them a call, a text, a door knock, sending mail. All of that is, hey, hit them in 2 different ways, so that way you're giving yourself the best chance of getting in front of them and building that relationship. People respond differently to different marketing outreach. That's all right. Like, be able to make sure that you are hitting all those different avenues, so that way you are the one that they think of when the time is right and they have a real sign of motivation. And then the final thing here is just what I showed you. Stay organized and follow up. Use tasks, use notes, use these things to put in the right habits, so that way you don't just land one deal, but you're doing the right things that's going to scale. You're going to land one deal and the next deal and the next deal and 400 deals like Ryan Haywood, if that's what you want to do. Like, stay organized by taking notes and adding tasks, and put all that together to be able to do the right things and make things happen. So that is your homework this week. If you want technology to aid you in that homework, it's dmzach.com, dmzach.com. 7-day free trial, $35 and free marketing credits to do those skip traces, to do all those things there. You're trying to take a screenshot of this. I'll give you a second if you want that. Also I'll email this out to everybody, but it's hit that 300 leads, market each one of those leads at least 2 different ways, and stay organized, put in the right habits, do the right things by making tasks and writing down notes, to know that you'll always follow up and never let a lead slip through the cracks. So this technology will help you do that. If you're ready to invest in yourself and really fully commit to the next 12 months, if you're like, yeah, I'm going to do this, and I'm not just going to do one deal, I'm going to do many deals, and I'm not going to use this for 30 days, I'm going to do this for months and months, like, awesome. This is the best deal to do that. It's DealMachine.com/Zach. That gives you our entire starter plan, which gives you all the stuff for driving for dollars, for virtually doing it like I showed off, MLS data on the map. You can skip trace and postcards. You can do the comps I just showed you. You can do the tags, the notes, the tasks, everything I showed you today covered in starter plus route tools. This upgrade is huge. Like, this is what shows you how to reverse D for D, how to route track, how to do the map highlights, all that stuff that we showed off today and in week 1. That's all covered right there. You get those $35 in free marketing credits. That's hundreds of free skip traces and postcards right there. And all of that normally would be over $1,300. Through this link, it's 55% off. It's $590. So that's one-time payment for the entire year. If you're going to go that route, if you're going to fully commit, like, do it this way. Make sure to use this as this link specifically versus our site to pay literally over half off. So DealMachine.com/Zach. I don't see, let's see. What would I say through the text? Good question, Kay. Literally, here, I'll show you inside the app itself. I wouldn't keep it that dissimilar than what you're sending through a postcard. So, like, for example, that property that I showed you in Farmington of the picture taken in the postcard, when we send a piece of mail to them, it says, hey, is this your property? I'm interested in purchasing your property at 401 Bennett. I've taken any condition. You flip it over, I can close quickly with cash. If you're interested, please call or text. Have a great day. Don't overthink it. I keep it as simple as that, of, hey, reaching out. Hey, do you own this? I'm interested, in that property. Can close quickly and with cash. So that in this market, that can work well. I've seen people really emphasize the quickly and the convenience and say, hey, you can do this without dealing with any agents, or I can do this without, having I'll take it as is. Like, there are other value props to test out and, and lead with that ask. But start there, keep it as simple and easy as that. And, don't let the wording hold you back. Like, take action and default to action. So, see how long is the 50% offer good? It's good through this this challenge. So Greg, I'd say we're halfway through the challenge, you're day 15. I'd say jump on it if you're ready to get in there. And again, this is going to be the best way to do this versus anything on our site. So we want to make sure we hooked you guys up. Love aligning ourselves with Zach. We know that if you guys are committed to doing this, if you're on right now, if you're watching this right now, if you're educating yourself, like you're in a way better position than somebody coming into it cold. So we wanted to give you a really awesome deal to say, hey, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to fully commit to myself. And we know that if you're successful, if you're landing deals, you're going to stick with us. We're giving you value. And hey, we want you to be successful. Like I love to see the people jumping in. We've already had multiple people on this challenge alone jump in and talk about the deals they've done. Like Zach he said he's getting messages every day of this. So love to see that. So awesome to be able to, brings me happiness to say like, yeah, people are making things happen. They're changing their life doing that. So that is the recap today. Awesome, Greg. Let's see. How far off should I start if not in backyard? Oh yeah, where to go drive. So AJ, especially if you do this deal, this gives you those route tools, right? The route tools upgrade. Where to start? So I'd say go in your backyard first and foremost. Secondarily, I'd say look where deals are happening. Go look where activity's happening. So if you look on like Facebook groups in your neighborhood, or there's a variety of tools out there to see transactions, like go do that. You can even inside DealMachine, if you have those route tools unlocked, you can do highlights to jump on and say, yeah, let me see all the properties that are on market in an area. Like, let me create a highlight and see where our deals happening. Go in here, market status is active, or recently sold. Cool, confirm. Let me apply that, and let's see, it can zoom out. Awesome. It looks like this area, we've got a little bit of activity. Let's see if I'll get even broader here. Yeah, South City is looking pretty active in general. So you can kind of zoom around and use highlights to figure out what are areas that I should be driving to. So I'd say use all this data at your fingertips to really figure out where transactions happening and start there. Like you're using a strategy to find the properties that other people can't because they're not putting in the work to earn this list. They're just pulling a list somewhat in a variety of ways. So look for the areas that activity is happening because you're going to have cash buyers interested, and then use this strategy to stand out and do something that other people aren't. So no problem, AJ. Glad that helped, man. All right. So as I recap, again, happy deal finding. Get out there, go find deals. DealMachine.com/Zach. That's going to get you a full year. DMZach.com. That's the free trial. Your homework right here is add 100 leads, get to 300 total, reach out in 2 different ways, stay organized by taking notes and tasks, and then make sure along the way, to email me, matt@dealmachine.com as you do this, to hold yourself accountable, and I'll give you free marketing credits too. I'll give you $10 free inside DealMachine. So do this, post this in the Facebook group too. That's going to be part of the giveaway on Friday, is asking people to post this in the Facebook group. So make sure to do that as you do this too. And hold yourself accountable and say, hey, everybody, I went and did this, show me yours. And you'll be able to get people fired up. Like that's what this is all about, is to help each other out. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone in the US here. Happy holidays. Hopefully you have awesome holidays, holiday plans and things. I'm hope, spend some time being thankful. And I know I am with my family. So enjoy that meal, enjoy that with the holidays this week, and, get out there and find some deals. So, you guys know how to get a hold of me, matt@dealmachine.com, and excited to see you all land that next deal and that first deal. Thanks, everybody.